Hello there, it's Jen Filzen of Rockstar Marketing, and it has come to my attention that not all of our clients are confident in navigating through Google and the Google Workspace. So I thought it might be fun to put together a little tutorial of different things you may not know about with Google and the workspace that we operate in. Hopefully this will help you feel a little bit smarter. But then when we send over documents to you and ask you to review them, or when we share with you a folder or are explaining your standard operating procedures, you'll feel a little bit more confident as you navigate through the Google Workspace. So let's begin. If you want to have full access to Google, you need to get the keys to the kingdom. And the keys to the kingdom are when you get yourself a Gmail account. Now, if you are a business owner, you probably already have a Gmail account, so you can then have a YouTube channel for your business, access the Google business listings, and all kinds of other great tools. But I'm guessing you already have a Google account. If you do not have a Gmail account, then all you have to do is go to google.com or gmail.com and sign up. So it's that simple. Now, assuming that you already have that in place, let's go ahead and take a little tour of our Gmail. So the first thing is, where are things located in Gmail? And I would say that the majority of things that I need are in this upper right-hand corner, right here, okay? So one thing that I like to access is my settings, so I can go ahead and let people know that I am going on vacation. So I go to settings and I go to see all settings, because that is going to be where everything is in my Gmail settings. And I scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I can do the vacation responder off. I can let people know that I am out of town, I'm at the office, here's what's happening, and here's the person to contact should I be unavailable. So then once I update it, I save the changes and then go from there. Another thing that is really helpful is your email signature. Now, my email signature has my photograph, my contact information, and some links that I think are relevant to people. And you can go ahead and create a new signature for yourself, and you can determine who gets that, okay? So, hopefully that is tip number one, how to access your settings in Gmail. So when you're done, go ahead and save your changes and you're all set. The next area that I really live in a lot in my Gmail is access to my Google Apps, which is this nice little dial pad menu thing right here. So you have Google Search, of course. You can just open up a new tab if you wish to get to Google Search, or you can, click it here. Also with YouTube, I don't know about you, but I have YouTube already planted in my navigation bar. That's how I usually get to it, but you can also get to it right here. Same thing with Google Maps. You can either access it in your navigation bar or you can access it here. Play is, you know what, I've never used Play. So it looks like Play is where you would do some video games. How fun is that? Maybe I should do that more often, but I don't. I don't have time for games unless I'm getting paid. Okay. Gmail, of course, there's your app for your Gmail, but I'm already in it. Google Drive. Now this is where I live a lot. We'll visit this in a moment. Google Calendar, and then Google News, Google Meet, which is the Zoom of Google, right? It's the video conferencing app. You can also do Google Chat, and then My Ad Center. So I confess, I live here a lot, YouTube, of course Gmail. I live a lot in Google Drive, and I also have Google Calendar up quite frequently. So there are more things down here, and Google Business Profile is another one that I live in quite a bit. Docs, Sheets, and Slides are the word processing, spreadsheet, and PowerPoint presentation equivalent. And there's just a bunch here. So feel free. Oh, Google Travel is also really kind of cool. Oh, and Forms too. Google Travel, if you want to have the Google version of Expedia, that's what Google Travel is. And then Forms is how you can put together a little survey document that people fill out, and then you get a spreadsheet with everyone's answers. That is super, super awesome whenever I need to put together a survey and I want people to fill it out. So lots and lots of good stuff. But let's talk about Drive a little bit. Drive is the biggie. Drive is where we have a lot of our documents for our clients. And this is the big, huge filing cabinet, so to speak. There are different ways that you can view your information on Google Drive. I have it in the list format, but you can also have it in the grid layout. So if you prefer seeing things more like icons, you're welcome to go to the grid layout. But I'm kind of a list girl. That's kind of how I like to view things. And whenever I need to find something, I just type in, let's see, we're going to go on a Mediterranean cruise for our upcoming Rockstar Marketing Summit in October of 2023. So I know that I recently fiddled with my flyer, so I just type in cruise, and then I know that I'm going to be able to get that document up, okay? So that is kind of the quick little idea of how to get to your settings and how to get to your apps, okay, from Gmail. Now, when I am in my Gmail, I notice that I have several icons that will allow me quick access. Oftentimes, I will click on the calendar, and then my Google Calendar will indeed show up. So let's see, tomorrow I have a fairly busy day. Yep, I've got a fairly busy day. Anyway, I can always add new things, and I'm just gonna create a calendar update right now, and I'm gonna invite people to my Google meeting. Okay, my Google meeting. So let's just go ahead and click on here, and I'm just gonna say Jen's Google meeting. All right. And I'm going to find a time. Actually, you know what? This is the quick way to do it. I sometimes prefer to go into edit in calendar because I have more options. I can see things a bit more clearly. So I can determine what time I want to do it, and I can change my time zone if I need to. I can mark if it is an all-day event or if it does not repeat, or even if it does repeat. Maybe I want to do this weekly on Fridays. Then I can add the location, but I want to actually use the Google Meet. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Google Meet option, and then that way we have a link. So when people get this invitation, they can just click on Join with Google Meet. So sometimes I'll just go into the location and I will copy the link, and then I can put it into the location. And then that way there's no confusion. There's no confusion if this is a Zoom call or if this is a Google Meet call. If I put it in the location, it's super easy for you to find where we're meeting. Okay, and then the description. Let's just say testing for the sake of Jen's tutorial. Got it. Okay. Now, if I want to, I can notify people 10 minutes ahead of time. That is the default. I can also change it to more or fewer minutes, right? I can do 9 minutes, I can do 15 minutes, whatever. But then sometimes you want to see multiple notifications. That way people don't forget. And so I can go ahead and add a notification of, say, how about 1 day? 1 day, right? And I can even go so far as to say I want to do it 10 weeks in advance or 10 days in advance, 10 days in advance, whatever. So I can change that. And you know what? 10's kind of silly. I can do 7 days, sorry. And then so on and so forth. Now, here I can have an event color if I wish, but I like how it says that I'm busy. So when this is all occupied, it shows up that it's busy on my schedule and people cannot schedule another meeting with me because I'm busy. There you go. And then we add our guests, and just for the sake of exercise, I am going to invite Renee just for fun. Now, would you like to send an invitation emails to Google Calendar guests? Yes. So then I look to see, did it show up? Sure, it sure did show up. And then here's the cool thing. If you are an Apple user like me and you like working in your iCalendar, it will show up on your iCalendar as well. So there it is. There it is on my iCalendar. So I like to have everything in my iCalendar because it's attached to my watch. Oops, I'm not wearing my watch. It's attached to my watch. It's attached to my phone. All that and a bag of chips. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the Google folder, Google Drive, because a lot of information is in here. And sometimes we send a document to you and you may not be able to find it again except through your email. So I want to show you a little tour of how to find things within the Google Drive, okay? My Drive is all of the things that you create and that you own. Shared drives are the drives that people have shared with you. And then shared with me is where you will find all of the documents that people have shared with you. So when Rockstar Marketing creates a document and shares it with you, you will find it under the Shared With Me section of your navigation bar. It won't necessarily show up in your My Drive. So if I am looking for something that you sent me, I would go into the Shared With Me and then I would search. So for example, SOP projects, maybe you shared something with me, you got some feedback, and so I would go into that by going to Shared With Me. Now just to show you, test SOPs. There we go, SOP projects. Oops. What's funny is that particular folder was not created by me. So it's best that I go to Shared With Me and I find it. So yes, my theory was correct. If I did not create it, it goes into the Shared With Me drive. Okay. Now, for the sake of confidentiality, I'm just going to go ahead and show you some Rockstar Marketing SOPs because I don't necessarily want you to see what we've created for the potential competition. But you can see what we're doing. We have things organized. Oh, and by the way, if you want to create a new folder, all you have to do is just right-click and create a new folder. If you want to create a new document or a new spreadsheet or a new slide deck or Google Forms, what have you, you can do that by just right-clicking. You can also do a file upload and a folder upload if you need to. But anyway, that's how you add a new folder. So let's go ahead and look at the Start Here. Start Here is where whenever we're hiring someone new to Rockstar Marketing, we start them here. That way it's really clear, where do I go? Because this is a lot of information, right? So we click on Start Here, SOP document. I don't understand why we have multiples. Okay, if you notice, it looks like we have the same document 3 times. And I'll tell you what happened. So Leonard created it, and then Kayla is new to us, and so I'm sure she was in here and she probably thought it was a lot like Word, and she probably did a saving of the same thing so then that way she could modify it. The interesting thing though is that with Google Docs is that you really don't need to make multiple versions because unless you're doing something drastically different, right? But if it's all meant to be the same document and you want that information to be updated in one central location. The beautiful thing about Google Docs is that you can indeed share it with people and invite them to be on the same document. So this is the same document. These are all the people that have access to it, and they can visit it. Now, while I'm here, since I want to share it and show you people, certain people can have editing privileges or not, right? So, for example, this person no longer works with me. She doesn't need it. This person also doesn't work for me anymore. That person doesn't need it. And I can also limit things. Like, so for example, this is a wonderful person who I trust. However, I think that I would prefer it if he had viewership privileges. And then I can also go to Rhonda and give her viewership privileges. I can also make people a commenter, right? They are allowed to comment so we can get some feedback. But not everybody outside of your organization should have editing access, right? You can also make sure that the access is restricted, or it's specific with a particular group or anybody with the link, and that's up to you. I like to keep it restricted. Only the people that I have invited to be on this, they get to do this, okay? Or they get access to it. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and look at this particular document, and I want to show you the document outline. So this is an SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, for new hires at Rockstar Marketing. And I won't get into the full nitty-gritty of this document, but I want to point out a few things, right? First off, if I wish to edit this document, I am in editing mode. If I am not confident about editing a document, I just want to recommend something because I don't want to mess it up. I can go into suggesting. So I just click on suggesting here in the upper right hand corner. And so any change that I make, it will notify the owner of this document, which is Leonard Sullivan, and he'll see that I have made suggestions. And then he, as the owner of the document, can decide whether or not to allow my suggestions to take place or reject those suggestions. But since I'm the boss of this, I'm going to be the editor, right? Okay, that is the editing suggesting side. Now, if I want to make a comment and say, for example, I say, okay, this needs to be changed. What I can do is I can add a comment by doing this little blue plus box. And what I can do is I can comment or add others with an @ sign. So I can say @ and then I'll say, I'm just going to send it to myself because I don't want to bother anybody. I'll send it to Jennifer at rock-star-mktg.com, right? And this is a test. Okay, so I go ahead and assign it to myself, and then I click assign, and then I can say, do I want to allow anybody with a link to view or don't give access? But I'm going to allow anybody with a link to view. So I go ahead and do that. Once I have gone ahead and pushed the assign, then that person is going to be notified in their email that there is a document that needs their attention. Okay. Now, outlines on the left. Okay. Let's say, for example, you wanted to go straight to step 5 and you didn't want to have to scroll down. If you go ahead and click on the different parts of the outline, it will take you right there to that spot in the document. Hyperlinks. All of these highlighted sections are hyperlinks. So say, for example, you wanted to change something. Okay, so for example, Chris is no longer with us, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove this link, and then I'm going to change it to Brooke Dearman. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and hyperlink by going to this little icon here, insert link, and I'm going to type in mail to Brooke at rock-star-mktg.com, and therefore it will be mailed to her. All right, so what about images? What if I want to insert an image? Okay, I can do that. I can go ahead and insert an image by uploading it from my computer, searching the web for an image, going to my drive, going to my photos. I can also link with a hyperlink, or I can just use the camera. So for fun, let's try a couple of them. So if I know that I want to add an image, I can go to my desktop and I can go to this is a folder that usually has my headshot, and I can go ahead and do that. Okay, there's that. I can also delete it, right? I can also insert an image from my camera. So if you have a camera here on your computer, go ahead and give it allowance. Oh, I like the picture that I originally had. That headshot was professionally done. So, but for the sake of it, let's just go ahead and try it. Okay, there we go. I can insert this picture. Oh boy, I don't know if I like that picture. Oh well, that's okay. Anyway, so that's how you can insert an image, okay? Okay, headings. Okay. Headings are interesting because headings, you can see heading 1, you can see heading 1, you can see heading 2, okay, you can see heading 3. So what's the big deal with heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3? Well, it really is just how it's presented on the document, but here's a little tidbit. Search engine optimization does tend to look at where the heading tags are and how they are structured. So if you want your SEO content to perform well, you will put your title under heading 1, and then your subtitles under heading 2, and then major points underneath those subtitle headings of heading 2, heading 3. So it's just like a typical outline where things nest underneath their appropriate topics, and it's a great way for everything to show up in your outline here. So the headings are great for your outline on the left, but they're also really advantageous for SEO performance. Little tidbit, little pro tip, hope that's cool. All right, now that we've done that, let's go ahead into YouTube. I want to show you how to upload a video. Now, all you have to do is just go into your YouTube account, make sure that it's you that's in here, because it's under your login. And then all you really have to do is hit this little button, this little icon right here. You can either upload a video, you can go live, or you can create a post. So if I want to upload a video, all I have to do is just go here and I just select the file that I want to upload. Okay, so yeah, so if I have a movie right here like tire repair and replacement, I just go ahead and do that. Now I've already done that for a client and I don't want to do it here on my thing, but that's how you do it. You just upload it and then walk through it. The other thing that you can do is you can go live. So for example, if I wanted to do like Facebook Live, but I want to do it on YouTube, all I have to do is set it up for right now or a later date, and you follow the prompts here. Got it? Okay. And let's go back because I really don't want to do that. The other thing that I can do is I can create a post. Now, I've never created a post before, but I can go ahead and create a post that goes up on my channel. Now, that's interesting. Huh, okay, good to know. Making YouTube a social place, that's pretty neat. Okay, so that's how you upload your videos. Okay, I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, please contact me. Alrighty, see you later. Bye.